Shell Surf coming in onto Forsaken Archer, and Sonic C coming out. One more auto attack. Forsaken Archer will drop, and Bubbles is going to port out immediately.
How did he have line of sight for that?
Hawk
There was a tree.
came right over and gave him perfect line of sight.
All right, props to Fresh Pro then. Meanwhile, though, No Tail's just been enthusiastically bashing the hell out of the tower, nomming creep waves like they're cookies.
There goes that Valkyrie. Oh, yeah, and bottom targets taken out. Yeah, that's cool. It was basically just a two-shot arrow hit or call hit, and then auto attack came down. Playground way overstayed his welcome, and she just conceded the tower. But whatever. Soul Stealer farming top jungle. It looks like Panda or stopping Panda from doing so.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, this is actually very, very, very much like what we saw last game. MSI have got something of an early game focused lineup. They need to win big and win early. And, you know, they've got Panda to try and carry them into the late game, fair enough, but he's pretty obviously not going to be able to contend with Valkyrie, Soul Stealer, and Forsaken Archer. So in the long run, MSI definitely going to lose out here. And again, they're actually slipping behind this game, so I'm wondering what Nova's picking strategy's been here. What he thinks, what he's trying to do with the moment.
Okay, there we go.
Firstly,
Strong Ahead picked up on Soul Stealer. I couldn't figure out what the Warhammer pickup was for, but that's what it was. I should have known.
I'm still not getting the Steam staff. That's the thing.
And the Steam staff, there's only a couple possibilities with Steam staff, obviously. Mid happen and out. Soul Stealer ult. Wow, Tundra goes down hard.
Yeah, Fresh Pro there walks halfway into the Legion side of the map, and then he looks a bit surprised when 4 people come and gank him. So that was.
I mean, we could take the Breaky CPK item build of he's going in Sanitarius, which I doubt that's what he's doing.
Let's be professional here. He's entitled to his opinion, and
let's see here.
Let's just respectfully disagree here. He's not going to build an
Let's
Sanitarius.
hear Thundercloak we picked up, or we could go Assassin's Cloak. So I'm gonna bet on the Assassin's Cloak, but that's
I'm gonna bet he bought the Steam staff by accident because.
Well, he could be building a wingbow too, I guess. I mean, there is that whole possibility, but it would be an unusual item to see on him.
Well, I can understand. Actually, no, I can't understand why he'd go for a wingbow. That's a complete lie. I'd expect him to pick up something else first. But
I mean, unless there's other items that I'm not taking into account that go with the Steam staff, those are the only ones that I can remember off the top of my head.
Sorry, I can't think of any either.
But here's the thing with the Assassin's Cloak. You have a port, yes, but once the port's down, if you get hit, you have no other escape mechanisms. With the Assassin's Cloak, you still do. So it's a great backup plan. It's a great initiating tool as well, because if you don't think you have the port range and you have enough time to sneak up on them and just get some auto attacks or get some kills off, maybe a snipe on a tower or something, it's a great tool. At the same token, he has enough money and enough gold per minute right now. He can afford to get both and not have to worry about it.
My argument would be here that it doesn't really mesh with the way he's playing. He has already got a lot of farm. He's in a dominating position. He doesn't need 2 escape mechanisms when really he's the one who's putting his foot down. He's the one that's putting pressure on MSI. You know,
the factor too is that there's 2 initiating items capable as well. I mean, it works both ways.
Well, that's my second point. You know, he's got Valkyrie and he's got Glacius and he's got Magnus to pick people off for him. He doesn't really need an Assassin Shroud.
We'll see. I mean, I'm just tossing out theories here. I mean, that's all I can do as a caster. Okay. And since I'm not in his mind right now, although it might be amazing to be so.
Yeah, your mic's gone right down, by the way. But yeah, certainly it seems a bit awkward to me that I just can't see where he'd be trying to go with that. To be honest, it just seems a very, very odd pickup. We'll see. I mean,
couldn't tell you. I mean, you know, we'll see. Obviously, so
there you go. Mic volume's back now. Not quite sure what went wrong there.
Oh, I knocked my mic down like 3 centimeters below where it should have been, and that was enough, I guess.
Yeah, that's serious business. Can't have that.
I know, right?
Back hit next time.
I mean, you know, he could be going a refresher orb for all I know. You know, building a Greater Arcana real quick and doing it that way. So
that makes I don't know. Maybe he's going for a Health Flower.
That, you know, another item pickup. I mean, aside from Greater Arcana, I really can't tell you.
I'll be honest with you. Really, we're just listing things you can build with the Steam stuff.
Exactly, but at this point, it could be anybody's game at this point in terms of what item he's going. Blessed Orb picked up on Bubbles, by the way.
I think we should just admit we have no idea and move on, to be honest.
But it's so fun trying to guess what item he's going to go.
I think he's going to build a Doom.
Shrunken Head finished on Panda. Just kind of going over some items while we have a little bit of a break here. Booty Jester, no items to speak of. Tundra, nothing. Plague Rider, still nothing as well.
Actually, Tundra's just got a portal key.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I mean. He hasn't picked up anything new. Valkyrie with a Firebrand going to Geometer's Bane, looks like. Forsaken Archer with a Firebrand as well, so going to Geometer's Bane. And Magnus does have his Portal Key. So some pretty big item pickups in the last couple minutes for the Legion team.
Yeah, it kind of surprises me actually that we're not seeing Soul Stealer go the jump to Spain, because I know it was nerfed, but really, certainly from what I've seen this tournament...
3 Geometer's Bane on the Legion team, that would just be huge pushing power. We do see up top, though, here we go. Shrunken Head was finished. He's going to port out with it.
He's going to get out. Oh, no.
Taken out. Nope.
Smart use of the Plague Rider ultimate there. I mean, Trixie tried to use the Bubbles ultimate to cancel it, but that's no longer superior magic, so Plague Rider thinks fast. Good job by Ducky there, throwing out the ultimate that does interrupt it. And Fresh Pro, he's done what he did last time, picked up that Bound Eye. And again, I suppose there's a Valkyrie on the field this time, so it makes more sense, but really, I think he's just using it as a very, very strong counter ward, and really...
Well, the other thing, too, along with the counter ward, is he saw the Steam Staff. I mean, there is a possibility he also picked it up to counter out Soul Stealer, potentially. So,
yeah, actually,
but yeah, I would definitely say for the counter warding, especially since there has been a lot of that. We do see a conquer attempt. Yeah.
MSI definitely placing a lot of emphasis on map control here. You've got counter wards all over the place from Ducky as well as some normal wards. So, I mean, they've got pretty comprehensive attempts. I mean, granted, DM aren't letting them have it all their own way, but certainly they are taking it pretty seriously. I think with a Ganking's team, that is what I like to see. It really irks me when gank teams let their map control slip, because it is such a big error. And he now blinks into the forest and hunts down some more wards, so actually he might even turn a profit on that. I mean,
yeah,
it's 50 gold per ward you kill, so
he's killed about 3 or 4, so yeah, I mean, he's almost got his money back.
Yeah, Fresh has just departed entirely from actually playing the game. He's just playing his own ward hunting mini game at this point. It's not even a question of winning, it's just a question of how many wards he can hunt down. But yeah, seeing how he's done with it, I quite like it. I mean, I still think it's not got great synergy with him playing really aggressively. I'd rather he just gave it to someone like Bubbles, who isn't as likely to die.
Oh, Panda barely missing that arrow. Oh, man.
That would have been an incredibly pro-like arrow, except that it missed, so... yeah.
It had the angle. Unfortunately, it died before it could have kept traveling to hit him. If he'd gone up the ramp like he was going, he would have been hit by a double damage rune on a Soul Stealer. This tower is going to drop fast.
Yeah, even though Soul Stealer doesn't actually have any damage boosting items, he's obviously Soul Stealer. He has a free Sacred Relic, as I like to call it, even though it's not a Sacred Relic anymore. It's a sort of a high, but Fresh Pro
coming in with the ults. With the ultimate. Shrunken Head coming in. There goes the flick onto Soul Stealer. Magma's coming in with his ult. Bubbles coming in with his. There goes the ult on Panda onto Glacius. He's going to drop. Bubbles throwing hit was his ult. The Cannonball coming out again. Valkyrie in a little bit of trouble. Plague Rider using Contagion. And then we have Bubbles using Cell Surf. Going to find Valkyrie. And that'll be it. So Hat-Trick coming out. So a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of the Hellborn.
And actually, the Hellborn, I was actually just trying to commentate on the fight. Magnus gets out of there with a very, very smooth maneuver.
Oh, Blue in a lot of trouble.
Voodoo Jester, and
he's not out of the woods yet.
No, he is. He's done some incredible pro-like Duke stuff, and he's lost them all, including me. And I've got a follow function. So yeah. So yeah, great job. Good Duke there by Mac. Smooth gets him out of trouble, really. DM sort of making a huge mistake there, screwing it up completely, and they can't let MSI get back into this, because MSI's entire team is, we're going to gank hard and we're going to play hard and we're going to really put the pressure on you, and if they let them do this, it doesn't matter how good their carrying team is or how much better they are in teamfights. If they let MSI catch them out of position and outplay them, that's really what it's for. And actually, I think, looking at it again, that's what the Bubbles pick was for. His ultimate is really, really good. If people get out of position, you can screw them for it. Again, I think that's for Fresh Pro with the Tundra's 4. It's all about picking people off or picking groups off and punishing them for it. And I think they've just built around that, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's done a decent job, if not a great job, depending on what time of the play clock you're looking at, in doing what you've just basically stated. So, you know, Legion aren't out of it yet. They're still well within reason of winning this, but you know they gotta do it right. And there was just some poor counter initiating going on with that Legion in that last team fight, and they need to correct that.
Well, Legion are in actually a great position here, because Jerax, I think he's actually dropped off a bit, but he's still pulling fantastic gold per minute, 400. Era's not doing badly, Weezing's not doing badly. Their carries are quite farmed, they just need to turn those. good amounts of farm into actually concrete advantages and winning the team fights. Because if MSI just plain out play them and come out with wins even where they probably on paper shouldn't, it doesn't really matter what the paper league is. I think it's actually
No, still finished on Panda.
It's not really a problem with the Legion's picks. In fact, it's just that I think Legion have actually done quite well. I'd hate to say they've been outplayed, but I think that tri-lane top that let No-Tail get really farmed, he's been a big factor in helping his Helm all succeed. Because if you look at him, 6, 2, and 4, he's been built around in that tri-lane, and I think he came out with a hat-trick in that last team fight, so he's definitely improved his worth as a result. He's pressured towers, he's generally made the Legion's life unpleasant, and I think that No-Tail and his tri-lane is the big reason MSI...
Geometer's Bane being picked up by who? Forsaken Archer, I think. So that's 1 down. Yeah, so Forsaken Archer has her Geometer's Bane now, so that's going to add a lot of power to this Legion team.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that actually carry items have been a little bit reduced. I mean, Shieldbreaker's kind of dropped out of favour since people realised that if you have a Soul Stealer on your team, and you frequently do, it's pointless, and especially with Lifesteal being an orb, very few carries can afford to incorporate it. Other people,
I mean, that's partly to the toggling. I mean, you can orb toggle. I mean, it's just that a lot of people don't.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If you're trying to concentrate on a team fight, the last thing you have to do
absolutely.
Is press.
But I mean, in a gank situation. I mean, in a gank situation or something of the like. I mean, no, but in a team fight, you're completely correct. There's just too much chaos going around, too much micro-res is to try to do all that.
I think that's the big reason we see people not choosing to pick it up. So really, it's just a straight-out question: would I like a Savage Mace or a Geometer's Bane? Because they are the only options available to players. Really.
Major ports coming in. They're going to try to defend this mid lane. MSI pushing hard right now. DM, we're going to push the bottom lane and go for that tier 2, but they had to force back. Bubbles coming in there. Oh, wow, he has a sheep stick. Or somebody does. Magnus goes down. Voodoo Jester going down with that ult. Panda popping his... wow, nice ult by Tundra. Forsaken Archer now putting some pressure on. Tundra's going to go down. So is... Oh, Panda ticking down here. Where is the Geometer's Bane? Oh, God.
Is that a buyback from Soul Stealer, or did he just not... Yeah, it's a buyback from Soul Stealer, so he's going to be able to keep them off the barracks, but really...
Sheepstick has picked up on Bubbles. Oh my god.
Yeah. What the hell? Oh, Soul Stealer's going to die again, so...
Nope.
Soul Stealer must have bought back.
Had to have. Token has been spent on Panda, though, so he needs to wait his time carefully. Oh, great Contagion. He's sticking around. This is not good. Soul Stealer needs to get out. Valkyrie leaping out of the cannonball, so... Oh, has almost enough money for that Blessed Orb, though. Needs to be very careful here not to die. Magma's coming in with the Surge, and Playground overstaying is welcome. And Demon Hand's coming out, so Gold Farm being picked up. Shell Surf coming out. Oh, great port key by Soul Stealer. And Glacius going down now. Mag also dropping, so double tap coming out from Panda. And Valkyrie will drop as well. Oh, no, leaping up the hill, so she will get away with, oh, man, 75 HP. Holy crap.
Yeah, so No-Tail, a wrecking ball. I don't even want to try and count how many kills he got there, but I think picked up a plate man, so I'm guessing he's...
So Geobane picked up on Valkyrie now, so...
Yeah, actually, just while that team fight is still fresh in our minds, there's something I'd like to talk about, and that is Fresh Pro used his massive Tundra ultimate on someone who was already being Panda ulted, and I think if he just chained that, they might have gotten another kill out of it, might have been able to take these barracks down if he just had it available to pick off Valkyrie or Soul Stealer again, and really...
well, there's the ult, so he gets another chance.
Yeah, and I think from looking a bit sketchy, MSI come right back into this, because No-Tail, showing us why Pandas become popular in competitive play, just absolutely wrecking everybody, and really... He's not even that farmed, to be perfectly honest with you. It's just that Panda is really, really strong, though I suppose the fact he's level 19 doesn't hurt either. But yeah, Panda, I think he's been underappreciated in the past, and they're just, in a way, showing us what he can do. I think I actually saw a ban on him in an earlier game against MSI, but in any event, definitely a great hero to have around. Slightly screwed up counter ward by MSI, but...
Horn Ticket Tower bottom, arrow coming out, it missed actually, so, and pretty much Fresh doing a huge amount of animation cancelling with his icicles.
Yes, more than is strictly necessary, I should imagine. Though it has to be said, that is the one reason I am incredibly glad that Legionnaire is trash tier, because well, he probably needs his own tier just to express how trash he is. But really, if you've ever heard someone animation cancelling Legionnaire's taunt, you know what the meaning of true satanic irritation is, because that is